Ephraim, a tech enthusiast, guy who just likes talking about tech, and I'm here to talk about 2025. You know, if you thought 2024 was crazy, I think 2025 is going to be crazy. There's a lot of possibilities that are going to happen in 2025, and I'm pretty much ready for it, man. I think in 2025, AI pretty much is going to pick. Okay, AI has been the constant talk of the town ever since it came out with ChatGPT 2 years ago, and by now a lot of people know that AI is here, and it's automating a lot of things. And for me, being a coder, I use it specifically for coding. I'm a software developer, so I'm really into those things. Um, Cursor, we're talking GitHub Copilot, we're talking Windsurf. It's changing the way in which we code, and I wish a lot of people could see that this is actually going to lead to you being able to automate your job, especially if you're coding or if you're doing any other job. Because think about it like this, right? Now we have the tool that allows us to simulate reasoning in itself, right? This allows us to be able to simulate reasoning and how reasoning is done. So when you think about how you do a job specifically, you have a specific type of problem you're trying to solve. You have a laid out structure. You have a project that you're using. You have files that you're using. And often you're using some type of software. Usually when you're using this software, you have actions that you perform on this software, right? You have to make sure the code's right, you test it, and then you confirm, you deploy it, and then production. So what I know for sure is LLMs are gonna allow us to be able to implement the reasoning within these LLMs. Remember, LLMs now can control your computer. Basically, you can give it a command, and that command comes back with the reason. Click this button. This is how you go about solving a particular problem in this IDE or in this application. So that's how it's going to be working. And to think about it from this perspective, right? My hand's kind of getting a little bit tired. But to think about it from this perspective, right? Think of yourself as being the operator. You're the guy who's telling the LLM, hey, you're supposed to be doing this, you're supposed to be doing that. And it's going to capture these actions that you do. And in a sense, if we're able to capture this way in which it's able to replicate how we understand what we're doing, it's then going to basically be able to automate that specific task that you're doing. So agents are a very big thing, right? You can't rule out agents. They're definitely a big thing. And 2025 is going to be the year where we see reasoning, because at the moment ChatGPT is reasoning, right? They are introducing a lot of test time inference or compute. Basically, they're trying to modify the way in which information is retrieved. It thinks, it processes. You feed it a lot of information, right? And it constantly sends prompts to itself, like it's asking itself questions and trying to figure out what's the most important thing, which is a big thing, right? I think people should not take this lightly, right? People should not be taking this lightly at all. And for me, right, currently I'm trying to build FreeFi, which is going to be a platform that allows people to automate their jobs. But at the moment, we're starting with developers because I'm a developer myself, so I can't focus on every different sector. I can only focus on one sector, and I think development is the first sector to go. And for me, honestly, being a developer, there's a lot of things that I'm seeing are useful with these tools, right? Code completion is very useful, and as I've said, the ability to use the computer mouse and basically click on things. And our main objectives at the moment is to make sure that you're able to get auto completion for text, specifically text like code, or maybe you're writing a specific documentation and auto-complete it. And the thing I've seen is that with most of these tools, you're specifically limited to a tool. Like IDE, if you're using Cursor, you're limited to Cursor, you're limited to VS Code. But on a day-to-day basis, we'll use a lot of tools. We don't use one tool for everything. So that is why I am pushing to make sure that you can use this auto completion from anywhere, any application, without the need to make it for a specific application. So yes, that's what I'm currently working on. I think the future, honestly thinking about it, is gonna be great. The future is gonna be amazing. And to think of it from my perspective, the future is going to have a lot of new technology. I won't even start to tell you the kinds of ideas I have for these large language models. The first idea that I have is you can write using your webcam. Let's take, for example, think of your webcam, right? But as a smaller version of a webcam, where you write something, right? And that text that you write an M, and that M is then, showcased like you type it. Right? When you type a letter, right, on a keyboard, you type M, it shows up as an M, and you can easily write it, and it's gonna show you. So that's kind of one tool that I have, for people who don't want to constantly be typing. Think of it as writing, and basically that writing turns into text, and basically that acts as if you're typing. So that's another cool thing I'm working on. So at the moment I have a demo. I'll show you guys later. And another thing that I think is gonna be important is agents. Agents are important because agents basically are going to be able to do your job, and you're going to tell them to go and do something in the background, right? For me, what I would like is an agent that edits my videos live, just like I'm talking right now. It just goes off and starts editing my videos while I'm talking. So when I finish, when I click end, everything is going to be recorded, and it's going to have edit in all the sound and everything just from the way I'm talking right now. So it's able to figure out, hey, this is a funny part, this is a boring part, this is like sarcastic part, and it's able to go out and basically edit the video and come back with it. So that's another thing I think I'll work on. But at the moment, I'm mainly focused on this AI agent, this platform that allows you to automate your job, because it's what I see in my day-to-day job, right? My day-to-day job involves using a lot of tools, and basically sometimes I forget a lot of things that I do, and often I might want to solve a particular problem, but I forgot how I solved that problem previously. So something that automatically documents things that you do and basically tells you this is what you did for this particular project. The same project, maybe you want to use it again, or you're using a different project but it has similar characteristics. It's also useful. So those are my thoughts for 2025. And my wish list for 2025 is to make sure that I complete this project. FreeFi is going to aim to free every tech employee on the planet. That is one of my goals, and it's gonna take a long time. It's not gonna be overnight. It's probably gonna take my entire life just to fulfill the thing, but I really hope it works out. I know it will, because usually it does. You have to be optimistic, and I'm very optimistic about this. So I hope you guys will be able to do everything that you want within 2025. And I see it being the year where African intelligence truly thrives. See you next time.